Hello and welcome to another tutorial. This one on a tool that allows you to do virtual meetings, so web conferencing, and it's a tool that's built right into the Google platform. It's part of the G Suite and it's called Google Meet. And you can actually get to it in two ways. You can actually find it in your Google Suite platform by clicking here, or you can type meet.google.com. And here's your stage. So just to show you a couple of pieces of information that is on this platform, you have a settings button here. This allows you to adjust things like your audio and your video in case you have more than one camera and more than one microphone. You'll be able to check it. You can also run tests and so forth. When you get that set, you're done. There's also another place that you can set it as well too. And so we will join a meeting and so forth, and we'll do that in just a second. First of all, Google Meet is basically an improved Google Hangouts. So if you've ever used Google Hangouts before, but maybe struggled with a couple of the components, maybe it was a little buggy for you and didn't always work, hopefully this will work better for you. So it's the improved Google Hangouts, but what it's capable of is basically the same thing. So you have a choice to join or start a meeting. So if you were a participant, you could join the meeting. And if you're somebody like myself who's actually going to start a meeting, I would have to have the meeting code if I was somebody who was just going to join. In this case, I'm going to give it a name. One of the things I've discovered is you cannot use any punctuation. I tried to put apostrophe S here and it gave me an error message, so just basically numbers and characters. And so we now, whoops, that's a little bright. There we go. So we now have my video. I have the ability to kind of toggle that off and on, as you can see. Also the microphone. And this allows me to check my settings and my situation to see what I like, what I don't like. One of the tools in this More area down here, again, I just hit these three vertical dots. That's More options. And settings, you can see we get that same audio video component for checking that I showed you earlier. One of the other features that's pretty cool is turn on captions. Now, it's not perfect, but it does a pretty fair job of doing that. So if that's something you think you're going to want because other people are going to see this, you might actually record this session. And so there's a reason why you may want to actually have those captions turned on. So we'll turn on the captions. And so let's look also at the screen. We have join now or present. Just so you know that the difference of the two. Presenting is screen sharing. You're not going to have the camera. You're only going to have what's on your screen. Join now is a chat with a camera and audio if you decide to have both those components on. But it's basically just chat. If there's no reason to show your screen, you just hit join now. Now you can toggle between both, so you can start with join now and then go into present, or you can present and then go back to join now. Just kind of depends what you want to do. And if you're not going to use your built-in microphone in your computer, you can actually use a phone for the audio with this option right here. So I'm going to say join now, and you see my meeting changes. And so we have some information here. We have a dial-in number and a PIN. We can copy this joining information. We have a link right here to send to people, and here's the name of the meeting. If we're going to do something with this meeting to invite or share with other people, we have to give them this information. Now you may notice on the bottom, kind of partially covered up by this white box, I am getting closed captioning happening as I talk. I also have the ability to invite others by hitting this Add People button here, and then it's just an email address. So you can invite anybody that you want. And I'm not sure of the total number. I haven't read anywhere where it's limited. I've been in one of these before in which I was a participant that had about 12, 13 people in it. But I think it might be the same rules as Google Hangout had. Once you get above 15 or 20, sometimes the communication, the connection that you have might be a little bit of an issue. Okay. Up in the top here, you have, like you often would in a WebEx or a Zoom meeting, you have a participant list and then the chat bar. So you have the chat here where I can type something in the chat. And then I have a list of the people in the class, currently just one person right now, and I am speaking. So that's basically how you get into this particular component of the video chat with the camera. So now I'm going to show the present options here. And for purposes of expedience and to not kind of make things annoying in the bottom, I did turn off the captions, just so you know. But I wouldn't generally do that. I would keep them on. So I would click on Present. And I have some choices here. I can present either an application window, or I can present, depends on what I want to share, I could present my entire screen. And then that's what people are going to see on the other side. Now notice this is a situation where I'm going to be able to talk right over the top, and I'm going to be presenting this particular screen, but I don't have the ability to do much else from that particular perspective. I'm not able to view what's going on. I can't see it on my side. And I can stop sharing, and I can stop presenting. So stop sharing means I'm no longer sharing that screen. And again, back to that sharing component. And I can stop presenting. So as we can see, I'm back at the home screen area here where we just got started with the meeting. We also have the ability with some of those tools that we've already experienced before. We can toggle our mic here. Get rid of this. We can toggle our mic on and off here. We can toggle our video camera here. The telephone allows us to leave the call. Just something that you need to know, that when you leave the call, if you have other people on the call, students or other faculty members or what have you, if you leave the call, they can remain on the call. So just something to be aware of as well. So again, number of people, participant list here, and the folks in the chat. Again, we can turn on closed captions here. And we can present now. I wanted to show you this more options area here. Again, another spot you can turn on captions, another spot you could use the phone for audio. You can change the layout, full screen, that type of thing. But here's the other one you might be interested in, and that is to record the meeting. So maybe that's something that you feel that you want to do because it's a session that not everybody's going to be able to participate that you would like to have there. And so you can go ahead and record the meeting. And you can see we're showing a recording button up here. So as long as this is on, you are actually recording from this particular portion of the meeting. We're not going to be recording everything that I did earlier, but we're recording this piece of the meeting. And again, if I was doing this, I would have the closed caption turned on, and you will see it showing up on the bottom of the screen here as I am recording this. So just one of those other tools that may be valuable for you, specifically in these times where often we have to try to meet up with somebody and we can't really do it in person. This is our ability to kind of use a meeting platform where we can show stuff, we can show documents, we can show anything that we have on our computer in our G Suite, or we can just do kind of a phone video chat component here. So make sure that you turn on record if that's something that you're going to want to do. Turn on the chat feature if you want to use the chat feature. In the participants panel, you can get a list of everybody, and you can actually mute everybody right when you start. However, they will have the ability to unmute themselves, so you may want to have a conversation at the beginning of your meeting about making sure that they put themselves on mute if they're not going to be saying something. So hopefully this was of value to you, and I look forward to making additional ones with this and other platforms to help you out. Thanks.